Alright, so usually I have a rough idea what the fuck I'm gonna say before I start one of these videos. But this time I got no fucking clue because I just talked to some dude for about 4 hours after a ride was over. And it's been a while since I had one go on that long, but it was fucking worth it. I tried saying goodbye at like the 2 hour mark and 3 hour mark, but it was an awesome conversation. It was really cool. Something I definitely want to mention at the 3 hour mark. He said that he might have noticed that I was trying to fucking go, or it just maybe came up in passing conversation. I'm not sure, but he had opened up that he doesn't have conversations with people like that all that often, and how much he cherished it, how much he valued it, which was just, it was like really bittersweet. It was cool because I was able to be there for him to actually have that conversation, but it sucks because it's like, dude, this dude was fucking brilliant. This guy was really fucking smart. You could hear it in his voice. You could hear it in the way he articulated his thoughts and the words he chose to use, and the depth of, just either he did a really good job of fooling me or he was actually a really fucking smart guy. But you could just really tell that he was caught up in his own head. It was really obvious to me that there was some embedded issues. And I mentioned to him, I told him, I think it was at like the 3 hour mark, I told him that he should seek some therapy. We were at a point in the conversation, we had the amount of understanding between each other to where we could say anything to one another, and there would be no lack of understanding. We didn't have to explain anything. It was just a matter of, I called him a psychopath in the course of the conversation. And it wasn't like I didn't need to explain it, I didn't need to excuse it. But he just, it seemed like his grip on humanity was slipping, or his ability to appreciate people was slipping. And it was very, very interesting. It was something I brought up to him a number of times throughout the conversation regarding whether or not his objective of being as aware as possible is the big picture. He kind of like, his end objective was to figure out life, essentially, was to figure out the world, the answer to life. And his method of getting there was seclusion and distancing himself from emotion and a lot of shit that's eerily similar to a lot of the choices that I make at some points in my life. And it was really, really cool. At a few times I brought up that I think that I was asking him questions to kind of rebound, to kind of get an idea of how his mind works in order to judge how my mind works, to kind of figure myself out. What's that word? Vicariously through him. And it was fascinating. It was an amazing conversation. I don't know if it was worth staying up till 4 a.m. Fuck it. Of course it was worth staying up till 4 a.m. But throughout that conversation, it was really awesome to, at one point I was like, maybe I'm not as crazy as I think I can be sometimes, maybe I've got a little bit of a better grip on reality than I think that I might not sometimes, because this dude was definitely slipping. But I'd hate to say that with any sort of, like, I'm not condemning him, I'm not judging him or something like that because he's slipping from reality. It's just a matter of fact. I'm not judging him for it. That's part of like his ambition. That was what his directive was to try to distance himself from reality to kind of get a bigger picture. And it was cherishable. It was so amazing. I wish I could accurately say more about what happened within those last 4 hours, but I'm fucking tired and exhausted in the best of ways, man. I will take conversations like that as often as I can get them. So hopefully you guys had a fucking whatever, or say something in the whatever if you want a whatever.